Governor Brad Little and several Idaho State Police troopers recently went to the U.S.-Mexico border. And this week, they held a roundtable discussion, which included some lawmakers to debrief and talk about what Idaho can learn from the situation in Texas. Each trooper spoke about their experience and what new skills they hope to apply in the Gem State. In May and June, 12 Idaho State Police troopers traveled to the U.S.-Mexico border. Governor Brad Little and ISP Colonel Kedrick Wills say the mission was twofold: to provide aid to Texas authorities that are overwhelmed and to get firsthand experience and training that can be applied in Idaho.
Those drugs are destined not for the border in Texas, they're destined for everywhere else in the United States, including Idaho.
6 troopers from Drug Highway Enforcement, or DHE, went to learn about drug interdiction, identify current trends, and methods of drug concealment.
I kind of refer to it as ground zero. So ground zero to where the drugs are coming into the United States.
The biggest thing over there that they deal with is aftermarket hidden compartments in vehicles. We obviously see some of those in Idaho, and there's a lot more than what we're missing. So being able to see those in person, I was lucky enough to get, they took me to a yard to where those vehicles were to put my hands on them and see how they operate, to get how to get into them and how to find those is the skill that I'm most excited to bring back to Idaho.
6 SWAT troopers also went their focus on human trafficking issues and learning more about specialized tracking and searches.
One of the things that our SWAT team does in the Idaho State Police that's fairly unique among SWAT teams is we ask them to be excellent trackers of people, because we have a lot of, we have more federal land than any state in the lower 48, and so we have a lot of rural areas.
So ISP SWAT tracks those who are fleeing or those who are lost in the middle of nowhere.
Our SWAT commander said they got more experience in 2 weeks than they could have got in 2 years here.
The troopers say seeing all the technology and learning the best ways to use it was also an eye-opener for them.
Utilizing drones to help us through every inch of this, whether it was checking areas that we couldn't get to, finding hot spots with thermal imagery, using night vision and laser pointers to show us exactly where we needed to be.
Combining the drones with the mapping software, and of course doing this all at night, because that's when most of the criminals would try to come across is, in darkness, and then being under night vision the entire time as well. Those were the huge takeaways for us. Criminals change their tactics, and we have to always combat that. We're always behind the 8 ball. It's critical to stay cutting edge. That's how we get better, and that's how we do our jobs better and make better use of our resources.
Troopers say what they learned was invaluable, and they will teach and apply it to other agencies throughout the state. While it wasn't an easy few weeks for those who made the trip, they say it was worth it.
Seeing what problems they're dealing with in Mexico and not wanting that here definitely drives a lot of us. We're driven to not have to deal with how bad it could be. We're trying to make it better.
It really was an opportunity to get a frontline look at the enemy that is Idaho, and that is the enemy to Idaho, and that is our drug smugglers. We want to know what they think. We want to know why they're doing it so we can get them and stop them before they kill one more Idahoan.
Governor Little says they will continue awareness campaigns and outreach efforts like Fentanyl Takes All and work on more recovery centers. Legislators at the roundtable say they believe some laws need to be changed and potentially harsher consequences added to combat the issue. Some say they're already working on drafting bills about it for the next session.